Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the We Don't Wanna podcast. This is the show where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite series. We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me as always is my co-host. He's here to tell us what happens when the non-existent bumps into the decrepit. It is Scotty Westside.
My non-existent loves to bump against the decrepit personally. I was really hoping you were gonna pull something from the Olena Veras conversation, which I'm sure we'll get to. But I didn't know what it was. You was surprised still because there's literally about 1,000 different things.
There's 1,000 of them. Olena just drops heaters the entire fucking time. Oh my god,
she is on some kind of a heater for sure. How are you doing this week, pal?
I'm good, man. For our listeners who listened earlier this week, you were going to
oh yeah,
to Miami.
Is great.
Yeah, how did that go, Scott?
Tampa. It was boy. I just got back from Tampa, and boy, are my arms tired. Wait, I should have. You're supposed to say flew in from. I botched it. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and just call it a night.
It was a swell time.
Who won?
I've definitely been there, and I definitely know who won. I just don't want to spoil it for anyone out there who are seeing this months later that the news may not have reached them yet. So I would tell you, but I don't want to spoil it, okay?
No, I am doing good. Hey, actually, you know, we didn't talk about this last week.
Last week, right? Yeah, last week. Yeah, what did we not talk about?
Or last week?
Yeah.
There's a new Hollow Knight Silk Song trailer that came out.
Oh, true, big true. We do have a history of talking about baseball and Hollow Knight on this podcast.
And Hades. Dude, do you remember that Harry Potter episode we did where we talked for Pokemon? We talked about Pokemon and Hades for probably 20 minutes.
Wait, why would we ever talk about Pokemon?
I don't know.
I believe the part. Listen, there's a well-established history of me having a terrible memory. I believe we talked about Hades for 20 minutes. That checks out. That sounds like something
we did all in that same conversation. We talked about Pokemon.
Really? Neither of us is even like that into Pokemon.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Okay,
I
fair
just
enough.
remember that was. Anyway, let's talk about Hollow Knight.
Yeah, Silk Song. It looks rad as hell. I don't know what else to say.
Dude, I'm just so excited about it, man.
I've watched that trailer like 30 times.
Yeah. Yeah, the music is great,
the music
of course.
Is really good.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good. And I just love Hornet. She's so cool.
She is so
she's
cool.
Just so full of like personality and just the sounds that she makes and like the way she's flipping around and doing all this cool shit. She's just rad.
I really hope that there's at least like 5 of you people listening to who have played Hollow Knight.
Unlikely.
And look, if you guys enjoy our takes on things and you listen to us because we're funny and
rad,
you like the things we say, and you're looking for a new video game to play, go play Hollow Knight.
That's just good advice for anyone. Go play Hollow Knight.
It's on Xbox Game Pass. So if you play on PC or on Xbox, you can get it.
It's not if you just want to buy it, it's like $15, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you can get it on Switch. Guys, it might be my favorite game of all time.
It's pretty much a masterpiece.
And there's a sequel that should be coming out sometime over the next year. That looks like it's going to be great. So do yourselves a favor. So I'm doing great because of that.
Okay, fair enough.
How are you, Scott?
I am doing great also because of that. It was very exciting, but also I had some family in town this past week.
Oh, nice.
Which
okay.
we also didn't talk about last week because it definitely hadn't happened yet. They were in town, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my niece and nephew, or one of my nieces and one of my nephews. And we had a good time. They were only here for like half a day pretty much, but went and played some mini golf, messed around in like the arcade they had there.
Anything funny happen while you were playing mini? I just feel like that's just a recipe for like shenanigans with like young.
Yeah,
like,
I mean
nephews.
they're pretty young, so their method of mini golf is more like just kind of. It's like they're playing hockey. They just kind of guide the ball. They don't really hit it like individual hits. They just kind of sweep the ball in the general direction of the hole.
That's the trick.
You know, I can't fault them for it. It's surprisingly effective. They're pretty good at it.
That's a 10,000 IQ play right
Yes,
there, man.
Definitely.
They're just ahead of the times.
Absolutely. It was very fun. Me and my brother-in-law Mike had the master touch at this one arcade game. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you've seen this one. It's like it's kind of a take on those like, oh, swing the hammer really hard and hit the bell,
yeah,
make it go up like thing, but it's like a miniature kind of.
You're gonna hit my bell and make me go up.
I love to swing my hammer and hit your bell.
Just a little ding.
It's like a miniature version of that. You get this tiny little like mallet, and you can't hit too hard. You want the thing to go up to the top, but if you hit too hard, the lights will bounce down, and you're trying to get like the 1,000 ticket jackpot, right? Well, my brother-in-law tries it. Very first try, he hits the 1,000 ticket jackpot.
Oh shit, yeah, dude.
And so I'm like, oh shit, yeah, hell yeah.
Wait, how many brothers do you have?
I have one brother and two brothers-in-law.
So I met your brother at Torchy's Tacos in Denver.
Correct. This is not. This is my brother-in-law, as I said many times, just many times.
Gotcha. So I haven't met this one.
No, correct. Anyway, he hits the 1,000 ticket jackpot, which is like, that's cool. So I'm like, I'll give it a shot, and I also hit the 1,000 ticket jackpot. So Dude. We're like, what, are we just savants with this game, or is this game really easy? So we ended up,
they made it easier because of inflation.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, they need you to be able to spend more tickets.
We did it. Yeah, exactly. We did it a bunch of times because, of course, my niece and nephew were all super hype, and they wanted us to win tickets to get them the prizes and what have you.
Right.
So we did it a bunch more times. We were getting like 5 tickets, 20 tickets, but we did each hit the jackpot one more time a piece. So 4 total jackpots. So we're pretty baller at this game, I gotta say. But it was very fun because it was a decent amount of tickets, so we got to get them like my nephew got this like cool Spodermane, like stuffed Spodermane, and my niece got this like it's like a shiny llama. I'm not sure what it was, but they're like pretty good size too. So it was a good time because they were happy, which makes me, you know, as an uncle happy. So
for everybody who judges Scott the way that I judge Scott,
which you should and is valid.
You should, because Scott sucks. I just have to say, it is night and day seeing this motherfucker pick up the phone when his nieces and nephews are calling him.
You've seen that? That's a thing?
Yes.
Oh,
it's
like
that, you guys know how insufferable he is. Okay, well, the phone rings or the FaceTime rings, and he's like, "Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetheart. How are you?"
Oh.
Like, oh my God, it's like,
you can't tell people this.
I just want to hug you so tight when I see that.
My insufferable asshole Slytherin persona to keep up, so you can't fucking tell people this.
Dude, it is so sweet.
We have to cut this. We have to cut this. We have to cut it.
You're a human being sometimes.
You're
not a robot.
Sometimes I am not, in fact, a robot. Who'd have thought?
Yeah,
but it was a good time. Like I said, it was only basically a half a day, but we had a good time. So
hell yeah, dude. Was it a good time?
I have been told there have been rumors that it was a good time.
Hey, we need to talk about some Game of Thrones.
We do need to talk about Game of Thrones. We really know how to just stall and bullshit these days.
Actually, before we jump into this,
no, we can't talk about Game of Thrones, obviously. Yeah.
No. Today's episode is brought to you guys by us. We have merch. If you were not aware, Scotty's wearing one of our shirts. You're pulling the wrong side. Are you tugging your nipple over there, or what's going on, dude?
It's reversed on my camera.
It's like the cha-cha slide, man. Reverse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the sweet ass, give him the old razzle dazzle. You got to take a step to your right.
To my right?
Oh, your left.
Your left, my right. Is that good?
There you
Down,
go.
Up?
Yeah, look, you don't need to do this. We're going to...
Should I do the deep knee bends?
There's going to be a picture of this up on the screen. You don't have to do that.
I'm so
you don't have to do that.
I did all that for nothing.
Yeah, so that's a thing. We've got merch that you guys can get. The link will be in the description. We've got these nice-ass premium quality t-shirts.
Oh, it's soft.
They are honestly, like, seriously
This the tri-blend,
nice.
and it feels like heaven.
Oh, okay, you got tri-blend.
I got the tri-blend.
I think I got a premium. So there's 2 different types of t-shirts. And they're not the too soft. Like, I'm a big boy, and I don't like for you to see my nips, you know?
I like
and
everyone to see my nips.
It's not like that thin, but they're soft and comfy. 10 out of 10 recommend, not just because it's our stuff. Any other material, any other brands printed on this shirt, I like the shirt. It's great. But buy ours. And
what Zach's trying to say is that he would also buy one of these shirts if it was like a forsexytime.com logo on there.
We might have to do that. We might have to make that shirt now, Scott.
No, it was .org. .org. That's
.org.
Right.
Oh, no. It was rubberrockets.org.
Rubberrockets.org. Yeah.
Oh my god,
definitely.
dude. Anyway, there's also hoodies. I know it's hot as fucking balls, but
it'll
that's because
get
we're in
cold
Texas.
Eventually.
It'll get cold eventually.
Winter is
There's
coming,
hoodies up there as
well.
So yeah, go check that out, guys. If you haven't already, it would mean a lot.
Hell yeah.
All right, hey, now we have to talk about some Game of Thrones.
Nah, I'm just not interested. No, I'm kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
right.
I'm kidding. This
so
is.
So did you have a good time this past?
Rumor has it that I had a good time.
Rumor has it.
No, I do want to talk of Game of Thrones because, just like last week, I think this is a great episode. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I think this episode's better than the last one.
I like both of them a lot. I don't know if I could put one or the other just off the top of my head, but maybe after we're done, we're done talking about it, I will make that decision. Unlike you, that has already made it. You absolute fucker.
So why don't you kick us off, man? Why don't you talk to us about episode 24?
Were you gonna say the rest of it there? Or just...
I was gonna say it just seemed like you wanted to talk, so trying to be a good co-host
please
here.
Proceed. I'm
episode
terrible.
24, and now his watch is.
I'm sorry.
I fucking quit, dude.
No. Please go ahead. You first.
And now his watch is ended.
Oh, damn it. Well done. All right. We open with a lovely shot of Jaime's cut off hand. After some jokes about putting fingers in his butthole, always a classic. He falls off his horse and begs for water. Locke hands him a jug, and only after Jaime has taken several big gulps, he tells him it's horse piss. Always a classic as well. The two classicest of jokes.
Back to back,
Back
dude.
to back.
Chicago Bulls 98.
Oh, shit. Jaime steals a sword and attempts to fight and gets his shit pushed in. Always a classic gag as well.
Getting your shit pushed
Getting
in.
your shit pushed in. The third classicest, that's definitely a word, of gags.
Man.
In King's Landing, Tyrion approaches Varys to ask for help, proving that Cersei is the one who ordered the attack on his life. Varys proceeds to tell him about the infamous gash. That's all in caps, by the way. Gash. He also reveals what?
Read the fucking prompt, Scott.
He also reveals Mad Eye Moody in his box as a hostage. In case you could tell, this is Zach's turn to do the recap, and I have not read it yet. Is that actually the Mad Eye Moody actor, or are you just being a dick?
No, it's just because it's a man in a fucking chest that's held captive.
I had to double check because it could have been for all I know. Oh, I lost my place. We learn how important shoveling is to the Night's Watch. I also made a note of this. I love that. There are whispers of doubt in Mormont's leadership among the camp. Gilly doesn't want Stam's stupid thimble. She just wants to save her baby boy. Understandable. Back at King's Landing, Varys and Roz talk of Podrick and him being a prodigy with the women. #Pod the sex god.
Bars.
Joff is fully erect. So erect. As he shows Marjorie around the dragon bones. No, these are just Targaryen bones, bro.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. Back north, which is way creepier, by the way. Back north, we see Theon being led by this mystery mop man. That's a lot of imps.
Mop man prophecies.
Did you say mop man prophecies?
It's my favorite movie.
On the like no one known movie, The Mothman Prophecies. Who the fuck knows about the Mothman Prophecies?
I don't even know how I know about it.
I don't know how you do either. I was like, he did not just make a Mothman Prophecies joke in the year of our Lord 2022. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Oh my god. Where the fuck was I? Mothman Prophecies. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh shit, I have no idea where I was. This mystery man, Mothman on his escape. Theon tells him all about his choice he made, and he shows some remorse as he admits that he chose wrong. And that his real father lost his head in King's Landing. They reached their destination only it was a ruse. His would-be savior turned out to be his, for sure, recaptor. What a fucking sentence, buddy. What a dick move. In the Stormlands, Brienne convinces Jaime to eat and to live by telling him he's acting like a bloody woman. Always a good ploy. John, another classic gag.
Dude, I need to collect myself.
The Mop Man Prophecy.
Bro.
I have to look that movie up now because I don't even know what it's about.
I think is No, I'm thinking of the butterfly effect. I was about to say.
Oh shit, Ashton Kutcher. Oh, the Mothman Prophecies has an amazing 52% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hell yeah, dude, legend.
Richard Gere? Who the fuck? I mean, I know who Richard Gere is. It's just like, in 2002. Wow, yeah, you are just all the like the trendy in references.
Okay, so back at King's Landing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Back at King's Landing, we are reminded, yet again, how menacing Lord Tywin Lannister's Quill is. The true main character of Game of Thrones. Varys has a packed conversation with Olenna Tyrell about Sansa, Littlefinger, and, quote, the key to the north. Marjorie visits with Sansa, and Marjorie drops the idea of marrying Loras to Sansa.
I'm sorry. The Mop Man Prophecies is so fucking funny. Every time I go to take a drink, I just start laughing. Okay, I'm fine. I swear.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Oh, man. Beyond the Wall, Mormont and friends lay a brother of the Night's Watch to rest. Tensions are rising. I wrote Wither. with Crasser hiding food away and causing the Night's Watch to starve. The slimiest motherfucker that has ever existed in ever calls Crasser a bastard.
My dude, Carl.
Dude, Carl.
Carl.
And goads him into an attack. Crasser is killed, and when Mormont tries to put a stop to it, he is stabbed in the back.
Fuckers.
A fight breaks out as Gren and Dolorous Ed and others try and save him. Sam rushes outside to find Gilly and her baby, and together they flee. Somewhere in the Riverlands, the Brotherhood Without Banners tries putting the Hound on trial for 1 million murders that he didn't actually commit. And finally, Arya speaks up about him killing the Butcher's Boy from season 1, and they're like, well, okay, fuck yeah, let's put him on trial for that one, because nothing else we said worked.
True.
A trial by combat is called for the Hound versus Beric Dondarrion. In the East, DANY proceeds to do maybe the coolest thing she's ever done and ever will do, Quarth, and trades Drogon, her largest dragon, to the slave master. Huh? Quarth.
Yeah, why did you say oh, the greatest thing, the greatest city?
Yeah, the greatest city that ever was or ever will be.
I thought you were trying to say the best thing she's ever done is the way she pronounces Quarth.
No. You got to keep up. Keep up.
I do have to keep up. Big time. Big time. This is the best recap ever.
Yeah, but it was a ruse. Did I already say that part?
I don't know. It was a ruse. So many ruses.
It was a ruse. So many ruses going around. She orders the Unsullied to slay the Masters and has Drogon burn the shit out of the shitty-ass slave master guy. Does he have a name? What is that guy?
Krasnus Monakles or something like that. It's Master Krasnus is what
I'm pretty sure you're making
it does sound super made up. I'll give you that, but I'm actually not.
Doubt it.
It's Krasnus Monakles or something like that.
Okay, well, moving on. She continues this hot streak by freeing her slave army.
Hot streak, get it?
Yeah, that was a pun.
She burned people.
Yeah, and letting them know that if they continue to follow her, it will be as free men, not as slaves. She allows anyone to leave who does not wish to fight for her, and they all ride off into the sunset together.
Pretty baller move, gotta say, by our favorite DANY there.
Yeah, this is the best shit DANY's ever done.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This
is real good. Yes.
She had this. I guess we're just starting here. She had this big ploy where she, pretended like she didn't speak their language, which of course we find out or know that she does. She was just kind of playing dumb.
Dude, that Krav Maga guy's
Krav
name?
Maga, yeah.
Yeah, his face when he realizes. Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, he got the razzle dazzle real good, and then Drogon just absolutely roasts his ass, and not in like the fun way, like in the like your ass is dead way.
Like he's dead. He's big dead.
He's super duper dead. This is a very cool moment. This is like definitely one of Daenerys's most triumphant moments. I feel like this is probably when the Khaleesi bandwagon was like maybe at its like strongest. People were big into Khaleesi here.
Yes.
All the babies were being named
not
Khaleesi.
Misplaced.
No, for sure.
This is good. Scott and I look okay. As much as Scott and I dislike Daenerys, we have been objective in the past in saying that she does do several things that are objectively good.
We try to be
and this is one of them, man. This is a fantastic small like arc for her, and I just feel like if this was the Daenerys that we got always,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, like she would
Yeah.
be. I'd root for her all the time.
Oh yeah, because she's
good.
using her wits to like set this up. Oh yeah, I'll give you a dragon, but then is just like basically using that to get control of the Unsullied, and also she knows her dragon's not gonna fucking like mind or go with these fuckers, and like she's just gonna roast their asses, and also they're fucking slavers, so screw them. Like, absolutely, kill the shit out of them. Just fuck them.
Right.
And then on top of that, she does the baller move of being like, yeah, I free you all. If you want to leave, that's on you. Cool. Do it. Awesome. She did a similar thing even with Missandei in the last episode. We didn't really talk about it, but where she's like, if you have family to go back to, given the choice, would you?
Would you?
And Missandei's like, no, I don't have anyone, basically, or they're all dead or something to that effect. And now here she is again, being like, I free you, but if you want to follow me and fight with me, you know, let's do it. Let's go. And they all...
And I think
the tapping of the spears fucking rules.
Yeah. This is also a very good... Oh, man, it really is truly just insane how well written this, like, development is for her character, and then also how poorly written it is because it doesn't follow through always. You know, like it would only be true character development is like if this permanently affected her character, you know, like
right. I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree.
But what I was gonna say is that one of the things that I despise about her and other characters too that have this same problem is the inability to take advice. Right. And in last episode, she listened to both Jorah and Barristan giving their kind of opposing views on how to collect an army.
Right.
Yes. And she did both.
Yes. And
I mean, yes, they are slaves, but she was like, I hear what you're saying, Barristan, and I'm going to take your advice as well. And to some degree, I mean, obviously, like, it doesn't change the fact that these men were raised as slaves and don't want, right?
Right.
As the story says. But she's trying to appease both, and I think it works beautifully for her.
It really is like one of the most, I feel like, mature moments for her, where, and we kind of touched on it last episode, but we didn't fully go into it, where she listens to kind of both sides, like you said, the Barristan and the Jorah thing, and she even then has that great moment later where she like reprimands them about, you know, like speaking out in front of the strangers, but she did it in like a really good, mature way where she didn't, like we said, put them on blast in front of everybody. And then she follows it up by, basically like taking both their advice, taking in what they say, and making it basically a win-win-win all the way around for her. You know, big lose-lose for the slavers, but again, fuck them. And it's just like, you're right. I wish she showed this level of like maturity and like,
I think it's just like self-awareness too, man.
And then just like the careful consideration to like put this plan together. Like, so much of my criticism of DANY is like she just acts on like emotion constantly, and it's just like she's always like reacting instead of being proactive about things.
Right.
And this is like the exact opposite of all that. So I have to give her props
to a degree. So hold on, I because I agree with you
to
like
a point.
Like 85% agree with you. This is not a fully fleshed out plan, in my opinion.
Oh, interesting.
It is kind of an emotional. If it was a fully fleshed out plan, her advisors would know about it.
Yeah, maybe that's like part of the ploy is to make them more at ease, because like even her advisors are like not in on it,
freaking out.
Yeah, I can.
So
I can see what you're saying.
The way that I read this is that she sees what an absolute shit person this Krav Maga dude is, and like obviously all the shit that he's like talking about her and the way that he talks about the slaves, And she makes this emotional decision to like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck this guy over.
Right.
Without like talking it through. Now it worked out very well, and it was the right decision.
Right.
So I'm not, being a dick about that.
Sure.
But she does still make emotional decisions. She's just doing it with like a much clearer head, I feel like.
That's fair.
And like trying to be a few steps ahead, which is not something that we see from her like ever again.
Yeah, not usually the way she operates. She's usually several steps behind.
Right.
But yeah, credit where it's due here. This is a
truly
extremely well executed ruse. It's very like emotionally powerful. It's triumphant. Like the music swells. Drogon is like flying around just like roasting fools. It's, the wide sweeping shot of like the dragons flying over as the army goes out of Marine, or wait, no, this is Astapor. It's great. It's fucking rad as hell. And yeah, it's like hell yeah, like Daenerys at this point. And you're right. I wish this was a more permanent character development for her, but it doesn't fully go that way for me, unfortunately.
It doesn't. But we'll unwrap that as it comes,
for sure,
and as I come. And
as of right now, in this moment, great job, Daenerys.
Fantastic job.
Yes.
The best thing that I've seen her do on screen.
Correct.
For sure. Also, Missandei's hot as fuck, dude.
I mean, I knew we couldn't get out of the East without you mentioning that.
Yeah, just Missandei's too fucking hot.
I want to talk about this Varys and Tyrion scene.
Okay.
Before we get to the other Varys scene.
Okay.
Because
talk about it.
It's a good one. We've said it before. Basically, anytime these two are in a room together, talking, having a scene, it's almost always great. And this one is no exception.
Yeah, it's story time, man. Anytime they're together.
Listen, people can I definitely have heard the criticism of sometimes, every once in a while with the show, it's just like, I feel the need to monologue at you a bit, and I'm going to tell my story and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Usually I have no problem with it. Like, if it is performed well and the story is interesting, I don't care if it feels like contrived or like, oh, why is he like telling them
people don't do that.
Right, people don't do that in real life. Why is this person like sitting down and telling us their life story? I'm thinking of one specific instance even later this season where someone does that. But I don't care. Like, if it's good, like a performance and good, interesting story, like hell yeah, you must give that to me.
So you must love like all 12 times that Baelish tells his story.
Yes, I do. I fucking do. We talk about it.
It's so bad, Scott.
No,
You're joking.
It's literally the best. But yeah, Varys, does his little thing where he's like, I believe I was going to tell you the story of how I was cut. And Varys is just, and like, do you still, he asks him, do you still want to hear it? And Tyrion is just like, so not into having this conversation.
I don't know, do I?
Yeah, I don't know, do I? Like, what's in this fucking box? What are you up to, my dude? You're so fucking creepy. And yeah, we hear the story of the Warlock, which is very creepy. And it's just such a solid scene. Like, these two have such good banter, such good like chemistry on screen. It's really, really good. It's really good. I love these two. I love them.
Is it really good, though?
I've heard I do that so much. I've heard it's really good. I heard we had a good time.
Dude, I'm just gonna always ask you that.
Oh my god.
When you trail off by saying it's really good.
It's such a bad crutch. I gotta get better. Should we discuss the other Varys scene?
Oh yeah, the Olenna scene?
Oh my god, dude.
It's not a Varys scene, it's an Olenna scene. Come on.
True. Big true.
Yeah.
I had to
go ahead.
Okay. I when I'm taking my notes, I put in, I think I've mentioned this before, but like if there's a really particularly good line I want to like draw attention to, I write it out in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to do that with this scene, but then I was like, oh, I just have to like literally write down every fucking thing Olenna says because she goes on a Bobby Baratheon level hot streak here. it's
hit us with them notes.
She's savage, and it's so good. So Varys comes in and says something I can't even remember. Oh, he says like, "Oh, King's Landing is brightened by your presence," and Olenna hits him with the, "Is that your usual line, Lord Varys? Are you here to seduce me? Oh, please seduce away. It's been so long. Though I rather think it's all for naught. What happens when the non-existent bumps against the decrepit?" And Varys just kind of at this point,
he looks down at his dick,
down at his dick, and looks at her, and he has she has left him literally speechless. Like Varys of all people is speechless.
Yes.
And then it cuts back to her, and she just kind of goes with a question for the philosophers. But she's still not fucking done, because then she tells him, "But you've come mincing all this way for something." She is just next level savage.
Yes.
She's incredible in this scene. Holy shit, she's so good. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, she commands scenes.
Oh my god!
Like in the same vein that Tywin does, just with a different. Am I frozen?
No.
Was I frozen?
I don't know. Maybe.
You were frozen. She commands scenes like kind of in the same vein that I feel like Tywin does. Like,
it's a different like avenue. Like, she does it with like cutting humor, and he does it. Tywin does it with just like menace. But yes, she's still commanding the scene.
Yeah, I mean, even from the like, "May I sit down?" and she's like, "No."
Yes.
No, you may not.
See, that's the thing. There's so many good lines in this. I couldn't even get them all. Once she tells him about her son, like, "Oh, didn't he lay siege to Storm's End?" or maybe she's talking to even someone else. I can't even remember. But she tells whoever she's talking to that she's talking about Mace Tyrell, and she says all he laid siege to was the banquet table in the command tent.
Yeah, it's the same conversation.
That's your son, and you are still just like shitting all over him. It's so good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
God, it's funny.
She's kind of like, "All right, look, cut the shit. Like, what are you here for?"
Yeah.
And Varys kind of is like trying to gauge her.
Mm-hmm.
He's tiptoeing around it. He's like, "I found out that you have an interest in Sansa Stark."
Oh my god, yes, this too. She's an interesting girl. Or does she say she's an interesting girl?
Yes, and he goes, "Is she?" And she goes, "No, not really."
Not really. And she's like so kind of exasperated by it. She's like,
"Yeah,
no, not fucking really. God damn it." She kind of sucks, to be honest.
And Varys is like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go then."
Yeah.
Like, this is not going the way I wanted it to go.
Like, oh, come on.
And she's like,
"Don't give up."
"Look,
that
hey,
easy.
come on, don't fucking give up.
Come on.
Don't be a fucking bitch."
I thought you had wait, no, you don't have any balls.
Yeah, dude, she's so enjoyable to see on screen, man.
She's so fun.
Yeah.
But the big crux of this is that Varys, wants to kind of help protect Sansa. He makes the line that she's just kind of a babe in the woods, an innocent bystander that's caught in the crossfire. And they hatch this plan to, well, it's kind of off screen, but Olenna's like, "Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Obviously, any idiot knows what we have to do."
Well, I think what's okay. Hold on, two things I want to point out.
Mm-hmm.
One, I don't think that he is necessarily trying to save Sansa. Like, I don't think this is about.
Sure.
Like, let's clarify that. Like,
it's trying
the
to.
One thing. The thing that I feel like is such a constant and needs to be like extremely clear and understood about Varys is that it is all about the big picture.
That's true. That's a fair point. He doesn't want another feather in the cap of Littlefinger, basically.
Well, and see, it's not even about his despise towards Littlefinger. It's just this is a really unbalanced thing that could happen, and it could cause a lot of shit.
Right. I mean, Olenna even says to him, like, well, you must really despise him to try and undermine him like this. And Varys is like, no, I actually quite enjoy him. He's kind of my best friend, honestly. But he will see the realm burn if he can be king of the ashes, which is
a hell of a line.
Yeah, a hell of a line, and just kind of an expert distillation of Littlefinger's character.
Yes. Dude, that is such a hell of a line.
Yeah,
dude.
it's very, very good.
So that's one thing I want to clarify for him. It's not his care for Sansa.
That's true. That's a good point.
And the second thing is that she does, like, when he says kind of that in a nutshell, she's like, okay, like you are a clever man.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, so this is what we need to do. And she's like, okay, like, shut up.
Come on, dude.
Anybody can figure that part out. Yeah. I got you.
I got it. And I like how they did this, like, in the storytelling and the editing, where we don't need to hear it from them. We then basically, I don't know if it's right then or if it's later.
It is. It's right after.
That we cut to, Marjorie basically explaining to Sansa what the plan is to marry her to Sir Loras.
I also have to just comment because I love Marjorie and I come to love Sansa. I adore her in, honestly, kind of now and like later seasons. It's just so refreshing and nice to like see Marjorie. And although there is kind of a little feel that Marjorie is kind of like playing the game.
Sure.
It does seem a bit more genuine and more natural, like with Sansa.
Yeah.
And it's just so like refreshing to see like Sansa just kind of have a breath of fresh air like this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I was just like, I was thinking, so I made I made a note here about how the scene with her in the Great Sept of Baelor, which quickly shout out to the set design of the Great Sept, because it's incredible.
Seriously, it's gorgeous.
But Marjorie's continue ability to just wrap Joff around her finger is just so impressive. But I was like, I then had the thought, like, in the Sansa and her scene of like, well, how can he not be like wrapped around her finger? Because she's just so fun and beautiful and nice charming and nice, and just like, even Joff sure does love him some dead people, and being a fucking creeping weirdo. She's just like, she's going along with it and like having a good time. And it's like, of course Joff is wrapped around her finger. Like, she's fucking great. Like, yes, she's playing the game, but I like how you called it out with Sansa, where it seems, a little more natural and just like she is kind of genuine.
Yeah, I mean, she's even like joking with her.
Right. She does
about
seem to... oh my god,
was it like
porridge plague? Yeah, that's a good bit. She got Sansa so good.
Yeah, she's like, what is that? She's like, well, they get bumpy and their face just slides
Falls
off.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, what? Yeah. And Marjorie just like stares at her and like smiles like, yeah, I got you.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. This was a phenomenal episode for Marjorie. The scene, the part where her and Joff walk out and the crowd is like chanting both of their names.
Well, they're only chanting her name first.
At first, yes.
Until they see, that's important.
That is a big thing. But Cersei is obviously continuing to see it and continuing to be disturbed by just how well Marjorie deals with Joff.
Yeah, I mean, well, and it's pointed out later in this episode. In a great conversation that we will talk about.
Yeah.
The last thing I just need to say here is Marjorie's way too fucking hot, dude.
Shit. Like, she's just, like I said, the biggest thing for me in this was just like, God, yeah, she's so fun and cool and hot, and I just want to hang out with her. Like, she's rad as hell. Hell yeah.
Yes. I agree.
Cool. Should we talk about that? Just transition right into
that's a good segue. Let's keep it natural. Yeah, what happens?
I just want to start this. You mentioned this briefly in the recap, but I could watch Charles Dance write letters just all day. Like,
oh yeah.
With not even just the fact of like knowing what he's doing and what he's setting up, but just like the whole process of like the ink pots and the dust to like, I think that's like to help absorb some of the like leftover ink.
Yeah.
And then like the wax and like the seal. I just want to watch Charles Dance do that. Just
it's like ASMR to me.
it kind of is.
I'm erect right now.
Fully erect.
Fully
But
erect.
on top of that awesomeness, we get him just owning Cersei, as he usually does to basically everyone. Where
Dude,
Cersei...
hold on, wait.
Go ahead.
Just like, I know this is in the middle of the conversation, but just you're still here.
Oh my god, yes. You're still here. There's just a long silence, and then he just hits her with the, you're still here. Like, he doesn't even, like, and then, like, there's another long pause, and he's just like, why? It's so good. And then she's like, oh, yeah, Marjorie is manipulating Joffrey, and he hits her with the, good! I wish you knew how to manipulate him. You dumb fucker is what goes unsaid. But basically is what he's thinking.
God
he
damn,
is
dude.
unreal. Unreal. He's so cool.
There's not. Is there anybody better suited for their role in this show? Maybe Rory McCann.
Maybe Rory McCann and maybe Robert Baratheon. Mark Addy.
Mark
Robert
Addy.
Baratheon. But other than that, man, he owns that role. Charles Dance does. Even Lady Olenna, honestly. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, the actress, but
Yeah, I
that's the thing. Like, we already are naming like 5 people. We talked about it before. The casting of the show is unreal. What do you want to hit next?
hold on 1 second here. She deserves.
She does deserve a shout out.
She absolutely deserves it. Diana Rigg.
Diana Rigg, yes, of course. Did she
Yes.
recently pass away? Or am I?
Yes,
I
she
thought
died
she
in
did.
2020. Actually,
I thought she might have.
September in 2020. The late Diana Rigg.
Late Diana Rigg. What a legend.
Also, if you are new to the Game of Thrones like fandom and just world, look up. Maybe I can throw it up here in the video. Look up some pictures of young Diana Rigg and Natalie Dormer, who plays Marjorie.
Mm-hmm.
They could be sisters.
Really?
They could be the same fucking person. It is insane. Yeah.
That's cool.
It is really cool.
Good casting.
She's beautiful. Diana Rigg is gorgeous.
I believe it. I believe she was an absolute fox in her day, for sure.
Yeah.
She's still great. She's still phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah.
What do you want to hit next? Do you want to hit the Arya?
That ass.
The Arya Hound stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you want to close with that? That stuff's pretty.
No, yeah, I was kind of honestly, we should have closed with Danny because it was really good, but
yeah.
No, we'll close with the Arya Hound stuff. Let's talk about the North.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So let's start with the soft North, and then we'll go north.
I always start soft North and then go hard North after that.
That was your best, like, teed up fucking joke. You caught that one. That was good.
I love
job,
a good
Scotty.
soft North before the hard North.
All right,
okay.
So in Diet North.
Diet North, yes. North Light. Fuck goddamn Theon.
Yeah.
I want to just throw that out there to start, because this was my first part of my note. Because he starts by being a real bitch and talking about Rob. And I'm like, motherfucker, Rob treated you like a brother. Like,
yes.
To the end. And you're like...
And he even says that.
Yes!
To Balon.
He says that verbatim, like, when the King of the North scene is happening. Theon even asks him, "Am I your brother now and always?" And immediately, without hesitation, Rob just goes, "Now and always."
Yes.
And then now Theon has the goddamn gall to tell random the Mopman prophecies.
The Mopman
to tell him that he resented Rob. And I'm like, you fucking bitch. Rob was so good to you.
Yeah.
And then he kind of sort of starts going in the right direction where he's like, he acknowledges Ned as his father, you know, the whole my real father died in King's Landing, and then he kind of, you know, does all that. But the first part of this, as I was watching it, my first gut reaction instinct was like, dude, fuck you. Like, you cannot be saying how much you resent Rob.
He does kind of backstep it by saying,
I suppose,
like, because Mopman does say like, oh, did he hold it over you? And he's like, he didn't have to.
Right.
Like he never outright.
Just by, like, what does he say? Like, just by existing,
Yeah. Which, yes, like, he shouldn't hold that type of resentment, but also his situation's unique. I don't fault him for that specifically.
Fair, yeah.
So it really does kind of like put a fucking, I mean, it hurts when he's like,
when he's talking about Ned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he finally, like, because we've just, you know, we've seen him like this for a season and a half, a season. How long has he been? About a season.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah, true. We've seen him for about a season, maybe more. Like, kind of just trying to fill in these shoes of being an Ironborn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just so forced and shitty.
You're just not good at it, Theon.
It's just not who he is.
Yeah.
And we finally see it collapse right here.
Right.
And it is very to a viewer, it's very rewarding to finally get that payoff.
Right.
But also it does humanize him a little bit, you know, and like, again, credit, you know, we talked about Daenerys, credit where it's due.
Yeah.
This is a scene that is kind of heartbreaking.
It is.
Especially if you look at these types of characters the way that Amanda does, she loves the broken character, right?
Right.
You know, we've talked about this, we make jokes about it all the time, and this still doesn't make me like Theon.
Right.
You know, so don't misunderstand me, but like, it is just heart-wrenching. Like, it's fucked up.
You can see it in this moment.
Yes.
And like I said, I had that strong negative reaction, obviously, at the start. But as the scene goes on, I'm more just like, yeah, this is a pretty, like, emotionally powerful and, like, resonant scene.
It is a good Theon scene.
Yes, which there are not that many of those. And then
there are not. It is a good Theon theme.
And then the
Theon theme?
Theon theme. And then the Mothman prophecies gives him the old razzle dazzle.
He gives him the prophecy, doesn't he?
He prophesied that he would screw him over yet again.
And he doth do it.
The worst part about this storyline for me, though, is just kind of like, Theon's just right back where he started. And I know the argument can be made of like, well, now Mopman Prophecies has the extra information of Bran and Rickon being alive, and that's kind of the whole point of this.
Right.
But it's like...
It's just because he's a sadistic bitch, dude.
Right. It's more like, oh, here we are back again. Like, what was even the point of it?
I don't think it was like a move the story forward device. I think it was a establish Mopman's
please use his full title. It's Mopman
Prophecies.
From now on.
I think it was just a device to give us who he is.
Yes.
I mean, he plays with his food. Like that's what he's doing.
Definitely. You know? And that's fine enough for now. I think we get way too much of that. Not to put things ahead of
sure,
but
sure,
we get a lot of that over the coming seasons.
I get you. I know that you don't like the
torture porn
prophecy stuff. Well, I mean, I don't think you've ever expressed any like care for like it. So Mopman's entire arc.
I don't like. We don't have to get into this. I don't like dislike it. I don't love it. It's just kind of
I guess
there.
what I'm saying is, like, with your hindsight, it's probably just another reason into why, like, you don't really give a shit about any of this.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Like, as a whole, you know that you don't really care about it,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. For sure. Let's talk about the hard north.
The hard north. Are we there yet? Did you have your blue chew?
Oh, I had... Yeah, I had I was stuck in the soft north, and I had to like, take my blue
slap it around a little bit.
Jesus Christ. What a beast my dude Mormont is. I know I'm kind of skipping right to the end of this, but
okay, all right, we're just going there.
What a beast, or rather bear, I guess you could say. This fucker Rast stabs in the back, and he still turns around and nearly just strangles him to death with his bare hands.
With his bare hands?
That one I didn't even do intentionally. What a fucking baller. I'm going to miss Mormont. He wasn't like my favorite character in the world. Like, I don't think he did anything that's like, fuck yeah, Mormont. But he did a lot of stuff. It's just like, you're a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. He's a B tier character, maybe D.
He's a bear tier character. Yeah. Sorry, thank you. I kind of skipped right to the end of that. Did you want to say anything specific about
just
this scene?
Slimy motherfucker.
Yeah, I love him.
Coral.
He is this again. This actor is really good at playing a slimy ass motherfucker. Like for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The look on his face as he like gears up to call Craster a bastard is amazing, by the way. He does like a whole like, you are a bastard. It's like, dude, like, was it you like had the Goku power up before you said that.
He's trying to get to his final form,
yeah,
dude.
man, yeah. He had to go Super Saiyan to call Craster a
super
bastard.
Slimy.
Super slimy.
Super Slayman.
That's so bad. I love it, but it's so bad.
So bad.
It's so bad.
I'm trying over here. You know?
Yeah. You
got a show to run. You know?
gotta compete with my soft north.
That was so good, dude. So yeah, fuck
Rast specifically.
Rast in particular.
I can see where Slimy Carl is coming from, but Rast is just a fucking bitch.
Can we also just talk about how in the Night's Watch we just keep getting these characters who like pop up that they're like, wait, have you been here this entire?
Yes, no, 100%. I thought you were gonna say I love how Gren and Ed just acknowledge that every time we see them, they're shoveling. Like, and they just make it a thing in the show. They're just like, oh, they never tell you about all the shoveling. And I'm like, we are always seeing them shoveling. I'm like, thank you, show, for acknowledging
Dude, they're definitely breaking the fourth wall, man.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, they're talking to us. They're not talking to each other.
100%. But yes, fuck Rast in particular. That dude sucks. Big time. But good on Sam for being, having his head on his shoulders and getting Gilly out of there.
I know that he's a coward and he wouldn't fight, but to me it's funny that like Gren and Dolores and others and co, they charge Rast and co to fight, and Sam's like, I gotta go.
Well, it's interesting. I see what you're saying. This is pretty different in the books.
Right.
Ed and Gren aren't there at all, for one. And Sam basically, it's actually a very touching, emotional scene. Sam basically like stays with Lord Mormont like until he dies. Like he's like holding him, like cradling him in his arms until he dies. Because all the what are they called? Like the mutineers, the mutineer fuckers are like, they're off raiding for food and, doing bad things to Craster's wives and all that shit. And they're just like ignoring him. They don't give a shit.
Right.
And some of Craster's other wives come along and basically tell Sam like, hey, we got you horses. You have to take Gilly and get out of here. because he's basically just like, he's kind of petrified with fear and is just like cradling Lord Mormont as he dies. So it's a touching scene. I kind of would have liked to see it here, but you know, it is what it is. So
yeah. Still, I mean, like, exciting stuff. I feel like this is we're.
It's a good development. There hasn't been much interesting.
That's what I was trying to say.
There hasn't been much interesting happening with this storyline in a while, so I'm glad something's happening.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
let's go ahead and wait. Do we have anything else?
I think it's
Arya.
I think it's
Hound?
Arya and Hound stuff.
Okay, so somewhere in the Riverlands.
Oh, we didn't talk about Jaime at all. I mean, he has that quick scene at the beginning, but
I mean, yeah, he's got his fingertips in his butthole.
The poor dude looks so defeated. I feel for him, but he's still got a little fight in him. He's still got a little fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying. Like, I kind of, to be honest, I kind of feel like it was more of an attempt to have himself killed.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah. He even told Brienne last episode where he's like, I would make them kill me. And it does almost seem like that's what he's trying to do here.
Yeah.
Because even then later he tells Brienne, like, I'm dying. And Brienne's like, buck the fuck up, you bitch, and eat and live. Great speech from Brienne, by the way. Good for her.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
Sorry. Now we can move
that's about it. So we're in a cave in the Riverlands, and
great intro.
Yeah. So we're in a cave. And it's very much like the Brotherhood is like, we don't like the Hound.
Yes, big time.
But we don't know exactly like what we're supposed to be just, right, and deliver justice. And they're like trying to be like, well, you did this and you did that, and
they're literally just blaming everything his brother does on him.
Right, and he's like, that's not me.
Yeah, I love how the Hound, how Sandor, my dude Sandor, is just not having their bullshit. He's like, is being born Clegane a crime? Like, this is all my brother. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? I wasn't at these places. I wasn't there. I didn't do these things.
Yeah. I like how he even spits on the ground when he talks about his brother.
Yeah, he fucking hates his brother.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
And so finally Arya speaks up and is like, well, he did kill the butcher's boy.
Yeah.
He was 12 or whatever.
Right.
And like, he's done so the Hound has done a good job of like repelling these accusations, and Arya says that and he goes, he was a bleeder.
Yeah, he bled a lot. Doesn't he say something like, yeah, my horse stunk like Butcher Boy for a week, dude? It sucked.
Dude, such a fucking dick.
Dude, I love him so much, because then he's also like, they're like, oh, how could you do this? And like, he's like, he attacked the prince. And Arya's like, that didn't happen. It was me and this and that. And the Hound's just like, well, then I guess I should have killed you then, but it's not my place to question princes, okay?
Yeah.
It's great. I love all the stuff the Hound is like defending himself with.
It's a very on-brand exchange. I love it.
Because then he even goes to like, listen, if you're going to kill me, get it the fuck over with, but don't lay all this bullshit murders that I didn't do at my feet.
Right.
That's what he's upset about. It's not like, oh, they're going to kill me because of, these things. Yeah, like, give a shit if they kill him. He's like, just get on with it. I just don't want to hear this bullshit from you, basically.
Right.
Which is very, like you said, on brand for the Hound.
So finally they're like, you don't deny this. Okay, like the Lord of Light's gonna have his justice or whatever the fuck. And rather than like, here's my problem with this. Rather than Beric being like, okay, you don't deny this, we're just gonna put you to the sword now and kill you because you're admitting that you are guilty.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to fight about it. We're going to do trial by combat.
I guess it's more of a...
It's so dumb.
Well, was this...
I mean, I love the fight when it happens, but it's so dumb.
Was this a murder situation, or was this a... He was just doing his duty situation, I guess?
Sure, okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
I can kind of buy that. I guess that does make a little bit of sense, but you're not supposed to make sense on this podcast.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not my job.
I was trying to drop a hot take.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
I quit.
I give up. I want to draw, I think maybe draw attention to maybe my favorite exchange in this sequence. It's all great, but when the Hound is like looking around and like, you know, like who's going to fight me? Like you, Archer, you piece of shit, or you, Thoros, or what have you. And then he turns to Arya and he says, or is the little girl the bravest one here? And Beric looks at her and he just goes, she might be. But then he turns back. He's like, but no, it's me you'll fight. And I'm just like, yeah, fuck yeah, Arya rules. She's the best.
Arya does rule.
Beric literally just met her and he's already like...
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm Team Arya.
Yeah, I'm Team Arya. She's pretty cool.
So to the casual watcher, or if it is your first time, because we know that many of you are watching for your first time, Beric Dondarrion is he was recast, so this is our first time seeing him as this man that you guys see on screen
in his new form. This isn't even his final form.
Right. No, this is his final form.
Well, no, I mean, I was making a different joke.
I know. Okay, I understand. Yeah, so the last time that we saw Beric Dondarrion on screen, he was played by another man, and he just did this.
I love that dude. Shouts to that dude, because he owned
Shouts to that guy. He really did. This is the man that Ned Stark had ordered to gather a band of men, which is now the Brotherhood Without Banners, to bring in the Mountain for his war crimes, basically, and put him to death, basically. Obviously, now that all these people are dead, like King Robb and Ned and whoever else.
King Robert.
King Robert, I'm sorry. I always do that.
You do. That's why we call him Bobby B, baby.
Yeah, I know. They're still out there just like trying to be like the good guys, the vigilante good guys in a way.
And the Hound even like calls him out on that, where he's like, King Robert's dead.
You're
like Ned Stark is dead. You're fighting for ghosts. And they're just like, yeah, we don't care. That's what we're doing.
Right. No. So that's a hell of an episode, man. You got anything else? I feel like that was pretty much.
No, this one's gonna run a little long, so sorry, folks. But it is a hell of an episode. Like I said, I think both of these last two episodes were just jam packed with so much good stuff.
We didn't hit on.
What's that? Did we miss something else?
Wait, shit! I don't remember what episode it is, but neither of us put it in the recap. Maybe it was me. It's a very quick Bran scene.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't actually remember which episode that
I don't know if it's this one or the last episode.
He was chasing the crow and his mom was in the tree, right?
Yes. Yeah. Jojen says you need to catch it. Because Bran's just been trying to like shoot it with arrows.
Yeah.
And he's saying like you need to catch the thing and whatever.
Listen,
it's just real quick.
We didn't put it in our notes or recap because I hate to say it, but Little Raisin Bran does not have the most interesting storyline going on. I totally forgot. He did briefly appear in one of these episodes. Wow.
Either way, okay. Well, that's it. It's in the recap now.
It's in there. We definitely talked about this last week. If this if that was indeed last week, but I honestly don't know which episode it was.
I honestly don't either.
Shit, I kind of went to that early. Hey, it's time for Who Be Thronin'?
Who Be Thronin'?
Oh my god, this is the weirdest list I feel like we ended with last week. Some of these make total sense. Some of them are
You didn't match my cadence, and I'm very disappointed.
I don't have any rhythm. So
This is true. You blend in with your background, so this is true.
Shut the fuck up. Where we last left off last week with Who Be Thronin', Tywin continues to have a stranglehold in the number 1 position. Brynden Blackfish Tully, strong debut at number 2. Daenerys had a real good episode, and maybe probably an even better episode this week at 3. Mance Rayder was at 4, and Melisandre, for just the most savage look of all time, jumped on the list at number 5.
Your flame burns low, my lord.
So good. So Mance was not in this episode. Blackfish was not in this episode. Melisandre was not in this episode. They can all come off. Here's the question. I think some of these choices will be easy to put on, but before we get to that, maybe the toughest question of the week is Daenerys's week strong enough to supplant Tywin at 1?
I vote yes.
As much as it's not my favorite thing in the world and it pains me, I think you are probably correct.
Yeah, like her scenes were on par with the quality of scenes, if not better. There was more of it, and it was also extremely position advancing.
Tywin's scene is still just so good in this episode, though.
Well, but it's because it's the type of good that you lean towards.
That's fair.
You like.
That's fair.
It doesn't take away from the quality of DANY's scene, though.
It pains me to do it, but I do try to be objective as possible. And if
said literally no one ever.
Fuck off. And if there is ever a week that Daenerys earns her a number 1 spot, I disagreed with you guys last time, but I 100% agree. I think it is this week.
Yeah.
Now,
I agree completely.
That being said, is Olenna's week strong enough to also supplant Tywin and bump him down even further? Because holy shit, she goes off.
Oh, man.
That's
man,
tough.
I think so.
You might be right.
And it's not, you have to understand, it's not a slight on Tywin, right. It's just
correct.
The style of Olenna's scenes are just so refreshing and enjoyable.
She goes fucking ham, dude.
Yeah,
okay,
dude.
Hold on though, because let's put a brief pin in this and gather our other combatants here. I think an easy pick is Marjorie.
Yes.
Who else are you thinking?
Man.
Maybe a...
Can we put Missandei just because she's hot?
I think you suggest that every week.
Well, I'm going to keep suggesting it until it happens.
Maybe a Varys? He has 2 pretty good scenes.
I don't know. I don't think Varys.
Maybe a... Theon. No.
Am I out of focus?
You're always out of focus.
Yeah, I am always out of focus.
No, you're fine right now. Maybe a... Where are you? The Hound.
I mean, the dude is captured.
Yeah, but he's like... He gets a trial by combat, which is probably got to be favorable for him as opposed to the current position he's in. Also, he's just rad.
I don't know, man.
not Joff. The crowd actually chants his name. No, definitely not Joff.
Missandei, because she got freed.
Oh my god.
She got freed, and she's hot.
No, go the fuck away. I think these are our contenders here. If you can think of anyone else that's not named Missandei. Arya?
She has one. No, I don't think so.
She has more of a fucking argument than Missandei. You dumbass.
Missandei got freed and Arya didn't.
I fucking hate you so much.
Also, Missandei's way hotter than Arya will grow up to be.
True. I think these are contenders here.
Man, I feel like...
If you say Missandei one more time, I swear.
No.
What about Mop Man prophecies?
Mop Man? I don't know that we should throw him up until
we actually know who the fuck he is. Yeah, I agree.
We need to know the prophecy.
Oh my god,
first.
no, hold on. Here we go. Do your thing.
Okay. If you are not already following us on our Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever the fuck, you should do that at We Don't Wanna Pod. We Don't Wanna Pod, which would be short for the We Don't Wanna Podcast. You see how that works? Just We Don't Wanna Pod. Also, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment, because all those things really help us out. And Scott, are you fucking done yet?
No.
Oh my god.
I'm doing a thing here. This may not work at all, but I had to. I just had a brief thought, and I want to see. What the fuck?
There's also a Discord that if anybody would like to hang out in and come chat about the show, come chat about Game of Thrones, talk some shit to us because we suck. That's a great place to do it. So there will be a link in the description for that as well. And also, look, if you listen to us on iTunes or Spotify or wherever, rate us, leave a 5-star review, and maybe a nice little note to tell us how good our dick jokes are.
Okay. I have to explain what I tried to do real quick because this.
And you didn't. So what you tried to do, you didn't do it.
Listen, no, I'm bringing it up. It didn't work quite the way I wanted it to, but I do still think it's kind of funny. Have you seen? It's all over Twitter right now. This may be super dated by the time this comes out, but it's that AI image generator where people are like typing in ridiculous things and it like generates an image based on that.
Yes.
So I thought it would be funny to type in the Mop Man prophecies into that.
Did it give us anything?
It did give me something. Where is it? It's not quite what I wanted. I wanted an actual mop on like a dude's head or something, but it does look kind of appropriately Game of Thronesy somehow. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, that's the joke.
That's a great joke, Scott. Jeez.
Yeah, the Mop Man prophecy. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Mop Man prophecies right there at number 3. Because he had a big episode today. For sure. Okay, let's be done with that gag.
Yeah, I'm done with that. I was done with that joke before you even started.
You so were. I have made the comment before that I try to do less visual humor because we do have most of our audience listens, and yet I still fall into this trap of doing this dumb bullshit. Anyway, does Olenna or Marjorie pass Tywin?
I think Olenna does.
This pains me, but I think
at least for this week. I mean,
she went ham.
She just had such a good episode.
She did.
She's so enjoyable.
She's so enjoyable. Love watching her. I think Marjorie's easily fourth then, because she had a great episode.
And of our two remaining, I would vote Varys.
You would vote Mop.
Yes.
You think Varys over the Hound?
Yes. Yeah, I don't agree with the Hound even being in consideration. So.
I'll shake to that. Varys had a good episode. I loved both of his scenes, honestly. Although Olenna owned the second one, but he was very good in the first one.
Yeah.
All right. Is that where we're at then?
That's where we're at, I guess.
That took a lot of bullshit to get there, but we made it somehow. That is who we thrown in for episode 24. Daenerys Stormborn titles takes the number 1 spot from Tywin. Lady Olenna pushes him further down the list on an absolute banger of an episode at number 2. Tywin, he's still a baller. He's still in a great position. He's at number 3. Marjorie, just strong all around episode for her. She's funny. She's beautiful. She's charming. She plays the game extremely well. She is at number 4. And Varys, I feel like we don't give Varys enough props on these lists because he's just kind of always very good. He's just kind of consistently very good. So I am glad he made the list at number 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Man, isn't it crazy that we probably will never see Daenerys at number 1?
You really think at number 1 you might be? Don't spoil it for the people who are just watching this for the first time. She will be at number 1 again. I'm gonna go out on a limb as the biggest Daenerys hater here, and even I will say I think she will have another.
Really?
I'm not particularly thinking of any one instance right now, to be honest, but
yeah, no, you're probably right.
I have faith. I don't know why, but
goddamn.
Anyway, yeah. What a doozy! I love how we know it's a banger of an episode when Zach is like literally falling asleep by the end of it.
Dude, I am beat. Dude, it's because of all that hard north.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say that. God damn you! The hard north is my joke.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Sure. Do I?
So this is not meant to be a.
This is
plug.
The Tyrion thing. I don't know. Do I?
This is not. I know, right? This is not meant to be a plug. Like I'm not gonna put like information in it.
But it's going to be anyway.
No. I mean it. So my mom does like Scentsy, like the
yeah,
like candle stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was a limited edition Harry Potter one. It is really cool though. Let's see if this.
I thought you were gonna say it was a Game of Thrones one. And I was about to be excited, but now I'm.
So it's
now
like
I'm
the
soft.
Castle.
Yeah, now I'm soft north and not hard north.
Dude, come on, that's really cool.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty fucking cool.
Is that
Is that the Hogwarts seal?
Yeah. And then on the little like wax holder thing, let's see if it'll focus on this.
Yeah, it's like
got the letter.
That looks just like a Game of Thrones letter. That looks like Tywin, baby.
It's the Hogwarts acceptance letter.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's cool. There was even like a
Hold on. Remember when Harry, there were like 1 billion fucking letters flying into the house and Harry sucked so bad he couldn't catch a single one?
Well, no, he sucked so bad that he didn't just bend down and grab one off the floor.
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he is a fucking idiot.
There's literally 1 million of them all over the floor and he's like,
Yeah, dude, my guy, like no excuse. He's in shambles, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so don't know what happened there. I was banished.
Skype sent Zach to the damn Shadow Realm.
Dude, exiled, bro. Yeah, fuck. No, I lost power there. Sorry for the abrupt change in video and or audio. But that is going to do it for us tonight, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. We appreciate you guys listening as always. And do all the things. The like, commenting, subscribing, hit the notification bell, tickle my pickle, and tell your grandma. Do all those things. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.